Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to day 9 of Vlogmas. I have a little visitor. I'm once again in my quilting / sewing room because my day just ended and I am going to the craft store really fast with a friend to go pick up yarn because the yarn that I started the slipper socks in is the wrong size. It's a 5, it's really fuzzy, and I've made the like in-between holes for the corners, I've made them 1 chain, and it's like a gaping hole. Like nobody wants that big of a hole if it's meant to keep their feet warm. So I'm gonna get number 4 yarn in like 2 different colors to make the slippers that I need to make, or at least the 2 that I want to make. I don't know, I may get 3, I don't know. I'm gonna get a couple of colors. It is what it is. All right, so and then we're gonna come back to the house. She's probably going to play with the kitten a little bit. She did get to meet her Monday, I think. Was Monday? Yes, it was not yesterday. It was Monday. So she got to meet Stella on Monday at lunch, but she didn't get to hang out for very long because we were on our lunch break, and we went to Marshall's that day and found the frames that I showed y'all. And so she may hang out and play with Stella for a little bit, and then Tracy is coming over whenever she gets off work, like 6:30, 7-ish, and one of our friends invited all of us actually, but I don't know if my friend that I'm going to the craft store with can join or not. But she invited us over to come play with glitter and resin tonight. So I'm kind of excited. I am going to take my final flamingo, if that's any hint. I'm going to take my final flamingo to work on it at her house because I feel like we aren't going to play with resin the whole time. But it will be fun if I get to make something in resin. I don't really know. She said something about I'm going to be playing in resin and glitter. Do you want to come over? And I was like, yes, I've always wanted to play with glitter and resin at the same time. But Stella is literally sleeping on my desk next to my keyboard. It's literally the cutest. So, what do I show you first? Okay, let me show you where I'm at with the 3rd flamingo. So, this is Flamingo Bells, and it is a single flamingo in cute candy cane socks. And there are bells hanging. I kind of have everything sitting on top of each other on my desk. Anyways, that is the pattern. Sorry if I flash it. I was looking at something else for a quick second because I'm trying not to knock over everything. And so I am color completing and then putting everything back in the kit for whenever I stitch these for myself. So this is where it is at. Again, this is on an 18 count Fabrics by LJ in the colorway Lavender Skies. And I will reiterate, he does not dye anymore. So the only way that you'd be able to get your hands on his fabric is through a D-stash. But he had some great fabrics. I'm really, really loving this. And I need to burn the girl with the pearl earrings still. Goal was to do that today. But because all this other stuff came up, I kind of had other things to do. But whenever I get home later. But I did go ahead and get these 2 guys in the frames. And it had this really cool marbly with like gold paper. And so because the patterns are smaller than the paper, I'm just kind of, for now, I'm leaving it behind them just to see how I like it. I did cut them down already, but I may try and find like a cute fabric or something and do a fabric instead. Or I might also try to find a piece of construction paper or not stationery paper. The decorative paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about. For like picture albums and things like that. So I'm going to try and find something like that tonight. That would go really well with the gold and the flamingos and stuff. So I'm hoping that maybe I can find something to put behind them. And maybe also get some of those acid-free little dots. And get that taken care of. The other thing, Mary and Minty. She's already released part 2. I saw kind of like a preview of it. It looks absolutely adorable. So I will be starting this. I think I can finish the 3rd flamingo by tomorrow, which is really exciting. I think I need to sneeze. I'm sorry, bless me. I think I can finish the 3rd flamingo by tomorrow at some point. And whenever I do that, I will be starting Mary and Minty. This is a free sal from Brenda Gervais. You can find it on her Instagram. The link is in her bio. Or you can go to her business Facebook page. They usually come in 3s. So we'll see if that happens. Anyways, I need to pull colors for it, but I was pulling fabric, and I thought this would be so stinking cute. So cute. So I'm really, really excited about that. So I just had a little bit of a snack, and I had habanero salsa on it. I had eggs and bacon, and I had habanero salsa on it and habanero cheese inside of them. So my sinuses are wide open right now. Anyways, I thought this would be super, super cute. It is big enough, which is awesome. I'm going to be pulling the colors for that either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. And then the only other thing, so the last couple of times that I've gone back home, my dad's mom has talked about this quilt with these little cats on it, like applique cats on pussy willows and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't have it, you guys. My dad was like, oh, it's in the cedar chest. And I was like, I know it's not in the cedar chest. I know everything that's in the cedar chest. It's all either mine or a quilt that was my mom's grandmother's. So like I know what's in the cedar chest. So I think we found it last year, and my dad brought it to me, or I brought it back with the intent of putting it in the cedar chest and never made it. It actually, really weird. Because I've had stuff sitting on top of it on that blue bin actually. I just happened to be like, what is that little quilt? It's the damn cat quilt is what it is. It does have like a massive, massive tear in the top. I told my dad that this is something that like I would love if I had a big enough space on the wall to have it hanging on the wall. But with this giant rip, there is no way it could hang. It would put way too much weight on it and possibly rip it more. But he did mention maybe we should see about getting it framed. So there is an embroidered cat head at the top and hand embroidered pussy willows. And then the rest is just like, if there was a pattern, I cannot tell. It looks like there was, but I cannot tell. So this is where the giant rip is. But look how cute this is. It's just a ton of cats climbing all over these little pussy willows. So there's the top half. And then I'll fold it again and show you all the rest. And then there's the bottom half. And the pussy willows go down to the bottom. So the cat head is only at the top. But this was made for my dad as a baby gift. And my grandmother got it whenever he was about a month old from a friend of hers. And so I think I'm going to try and clean it with Retro Clean. It will not go in the washing machine. You do the Retro Clean in a bathtub, but it is safe for older quilts because this would have been made in 1953, or okay, that's the year that my dad was born, so it's been in my family since September of 1953, if he did in fact get it whenever he was a month old. So what the Retro Clean will do is it'll pull out some of the staining and some of the discoloration and bring some of the color back to life, but also like some of these stains and stuff. If it doesn't pull them completely out, it will lighten them, and it will make the lighter fabric brighter again and things like that, and should make some of these details easier to see again. But it's so beautiful and so pretty. And anyways, my dad mentioned something about having it framed. So my grandmother is an oil painter. My dad's mom oil paints, and she has things framed all the time. So I sent her a message asking her if this was the correct quilt, and she said yes. And then I said, I really want to hang it, but I don't want to put pressure on, obviously, on the fabric. And so I said that Dad said that me and you should go check out your framer friend. And she said, well, I'm going on Friday. Let me find out whenever his next sale is. Because apparently he does 2 big sales twice a year. So that's like the time that we should go. Because I also want to get the flower. And there is a white cat painting. So the story behind the magnolia, I can't remember if I showed it or not. Let me go grab it, actually. I'm about to take them back to my dad's, so that way they are down there for whenever we can go get them framed. But this white cat was in my dad's baby room, and it was painted by one of my grandmother's friends. So how cute. It's not the right eye color of Potter, but it does kind of look like him, doesn't it? But whenever my dad was a kid and a baby, they did have a cat. His name was Tommy, and he was a tuxedo cat. So I don't know why the white cat, but it just, we were talking about paintings, probably like, I don't know, around my dad's birthday, like in August or something. And I was like, oh yeah, the cat painting is in the back room. And so we got the cat painting and the magnolia out, and my dad said, well, you can have them, take them. And so they need to be framed because this one is on canvas, but it's really old, and I really need it in a frame to preserve it and get it up on the wall. And then this is not on canvas. This is like on some kind of like poster board. It used to be framed. This is like on a foam board. It used to be framed. And, oh, so the cat painting, my grandmother said, cost $15. And back in the 50s, that was a lot of money. So, I forget how much she said this one was, but my dad's dad, so my grandfather, gave this to her as a gift because there is apparently a famous painting that looks just like this, and she really wanted it, but it was really expensive back then, and it's even more expensive now. And so he had something similar painted for her, and I love magnolia trees. I love magnolia trees, and I love gardenias. They're some of my favorite smells in the world. And so she was just like, oh yeah, it's just in a closet. And it used to be in a frame, but she unframed it to frame something else. She does it a lot. She'll unframe something to frame something else. So both of those used to be in frames, and she used the frames for something else. So we have to get them reframed. And so I was actually going to take them back with me this weekend so we could look into that. But she's going to let me know whenever his next sale is, so that way we can do all of this cheaper. So whenever I get back into town on Monday, I'm going to go by our quilt store. I'm going to find out about getting some Retro Clean because I'm pretty sure our quilt store sells that. And I'm also going to ask her advice on fixing that part of the quilt. But it's also possible that it might not be worth fixing, and to just frame the main part of the quilt and like frame it to where it's like folded in, if that makes sense. Not cut the quilt, but just fold the borders in and only see the center part. So I don't know. I got to get her advice on that. But if it gets framed, either folded or not folded, as long as it's protected, it's going to be being preserved. And so at that point, I won't really care if it's mended. But I still want to find out if that's a reasonable mending fix. But if not, my grandmother said that she knows a seamstress who would be able to do it. So I've just got to find out the information and figure all of that out. Anyways, that's all the crafting news that I have for y'all today. And I've got to let this little sleeping baby go get down anyways soon. But anyways, she was sleeping. So I'm going to take her back to her brother in the other room. But, can you say bye, guys? Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. She's usually so vocal. Hopefully we're getting out of that phase. That was her saying goodbye. We will see y'all tomorrow.